Life is strange, isn't it? One moment I'm on top of the world, and the next I'm falling, plummeting uncontrollably toward oblivion. The fall keeps getting faster and faster until I feel like there's no way to stop it. It's like something is pushing me, and I don't have the strength to push back. The ground gets closer and closer, and I cry out in desperation, but there's no answer, and so I continue to plummet. There's no one waiting with a net or trampoline. I have no parachute. There is only oblivion. Struggle is something everyone can relate to. It doesn't matter where you're from or who you are. Struggle doesn't care about that. Its malevolence is boundless, and at some point most, if not all, of us will experience it. I last posted a video 5 months ago, and though I was struggling some well before that, it was shortly after I posted when struggle caused me to plummet uncontrollably toward oblivion. Financially, my fiance and I had lost everything, and personally, things weren't much better. I sank into a deep depression, and my emotions were all over the place. There was this sense of dread all of the time. I was terrified I would wind up homeless and that no one would care. The worst part of it all was the shame. I blamed myself for everything, and to be fair, there were plenty of things I could have done differently. But at that time, with how I was feeling, my anger at myself only made things worse. As the days and months passed, the despair grew stronger. I had no motivation to do anything. I began to have a bitterness toward the world, and that bitterness became anger. Everything around me began to fall apart. My relationship, my family, even my home. Something had to change, or I would become a self-fulfilling prophecy. I knew that, but I just didn't care. Things had piled up higher and higher to the point that I had lost hope. I asked myself, why should I try if it isn't going to change anything? Nihilistic and distraught, I had all but declared there was no hope. Things had become very bleak. So you may be wondering why I'm making this video, and the answer to that is multifaceted. First, I wanted to let everyone know why I had stopped making content, and offer my apologies to anyone who may have been waiting around for new videos. Second, I wanted to share my experience and how I pulled myself out of despair. Third, I wanted anyone who may be going through their own struggles and despair to know they are not alone. Starting with the first, I do apologize for not releasing content regularly. As things got worse, all the things I used to enjoy no longer brought pleasure. I couldn't shut off that part of my brain that was spinning on all the stress and worry. Nothing I did could replace the feelings of hopelessness, regret, and anger. I had begun to forget what it meant to have joy in my life, and I had forgot that it meant so much to me to bring joy to others through my content. Moving to the second, I would love to be able to say that one day I just woke up and everything was better, that I miraculously recovered and everything was back to normal. This, however, is not the truth. What actually changed was how I framed things. I realized that my fiance and my family meant everything to me. No matter how bad things got, I didn't want to be the one to let them down. It took everything I had, but I picked myself up and I started doing things again. I cleaned my house. I tried to smile more often. Most importantly, I came to understand that life is a struggle. That no matter how comfortable you may be today, it can very easily be taken away. I needed to learn to find value with just living, to place more value in the people that mattered most to me, and find happiness in the peace that comes from that. Life is hard, but it is also wonderful, and I wanted to learn to be happy in the moment. It's still a struggle, and I can't guarantee I'll always be in a coherent and serene place. But right now, I am, and today I'm sharing my message. That brings me to the third facet. You are not alone. So many people are struggling, and sometimes it feels like there is no hope. No one has all the answers, but there is comfort in knowing you are not alone. It can be hard to find happiness in just being, but I truly believe this is where change starts. If we can learn to love ourselves, to forgive ourselves, then we can become a beacon of hope for others. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. It has been therapeutic to let this out. I know this is not my usual content, but it is something I needed to do, and if it helps even one person, it was worth it. Take care, everyone, and have great days.